Welcome, everyone. Thank you, Ileana. Hello, everyone. And thanks again to our friends here at Swire for hosting us this evening. Wow, what a sales office. Did somebody fall back there? What a sales office. I didn't want to leave. I want to make that my house. Is that possible? Can we sell that as like a, the ultimate home in Brickell Key and just, for sure, right? And by the way, while you're taking pictures, make sure to tag them, MO Residences Miami. Give them a shout out when you're posting on social as well as Master Brokers. They deserve it. This is a beautiful event. Thank you again for doing this for us. And the in-house team. Stand up. The in-house team. Guys, stand up. The in-house team that's here. Stand up, guys. Stand up. There we go. Great job. Great job. So make sure you call all of them and bring your clients over here. So, wow, it is great to see so many of you here tonight. You may recall that the last event that we had was a rainstorm. Many of you couldn't come, but we still had a full house. It was great. Totally different topic of conversation. We were talking about, the older condo market and what's happening in that sector. And obviously, there's a lot going on and a lot more that's going to be going on in the next 12 months. But now we are in a much lighter topic of conversation, something that's very pro-sales here. And this is a sharp contrast in this sector and other price points throughout South Florida. The luxury market is absolutely roaring as wealthy buyers continue to surge into Miami, breaking price records across the region. Consider these three amazing stats. Miami just ranked the number one amongst the world's top locations where those over 100 million in liquid investable wealth own primary or secondary homes. Let's go. I like that. Number two, annual sales of Miami properties priced at 10 million or more has increased 363% from 2019. That's from 41 homes to 140 through June. What? Another great stat that I love. And from July 2023 to July 2024, Miami led in the nation in home price appreciation at 10%. We are absolutely delighted to have with us some of Miami's leading real estate professionals behind this movement and have some great insight on these trends. Let's begin by welcoming back Miley Aguila. Come up here again. Who brings more than 40 years of experience in finance, real estate sales, and sales management to Swire Properties, one of the leading real estate developers in South Florida. She was a baby. Still a baby. During her 25-year tenure at Swire, Miley has led sales efforts for the company's Brickell Key developments, generating more than $800 million in revenue for the Tequesta Point, Quartz Brickell Key, Carbonell, Asia condominiums, all still amazing buildings. They're all looking still fantastic. In addition to the sales at Swire's Brickell Key developments, she has directed all operations for the general real estate subsidiaries of Swire Realty and oversees sales documentation and accounting on behalf of Swire at the Jade Condominium and at the Reach Rise projects in Brickell City Center. An accomplished equestrian, Miley has won several national and regional titles with her Arabian and half Arabian horses, as is also passionate advocate of equine therapy, which aids children and adults with disability. That's amazing. I love hearing how we in the community give back. We should all talk more about how we do that. Also joining us, Dora Puig. Anybody heard of her? Has been ranked #1 realtor in Miami-Dade County for 7 straight years by Real Trends Verified Studies, as published by the Wall Street Journal. She's known for her extensive portfolio of luxury waterfront estates and condominiums in Miami's most sought-after residential locations. Dora started her high-end real estate career in the early 1990s in Beverly Hills, 90210, before returning to South Florida, where she's been responsible for over $5.5 billion in career sales, including $1.6 billion between 2021 and 2023. And in case you missed it, she had a small sale last month or the month before. It's all right. It's all right, 80 million listing at North Bay Road, purchased by none other than Spice Girl, Victoria Beckham, and superstar David Beckham. I want to hear some of those stories. I still haven't picked your brain on that one. Born and raised in Miami, Nelson Gonzalez began his real estate practice and joined Berkshire Hathaway, EWM, in 1998. Let's give it for Nelson. He now ranks among the top 0.5% of nation's real estate professionals and has closed over $3.5 billion in sales. Nelson constantly sells over $160 million yearly, ranking number 1 company-wide and in the top 10 in the Berkshire Hathaway Global Network. His portfolio comprises exceptional listings throughout Miami Beach, most exclusive communities, Sunset Islands, Palm, Hibiscus, North Bay Road, Pine Tree Drive. Over the course of his decorated career, Nelson has become a trusted resource for top press outlets nationwide and is regularly featured in the Wall Street Journal, New York Times, New York Post, Miami Herald, The Real Deal, amongst countless others. Nelson has been central to an array of Miami's most celebrated transactions, including a $34 million Golden Beach home that was recently featured on the Wall Street Journal as the second most expensive sale ever in that area. Great job, Nelson, another master broker. And finally, Fareed is a real estate expert. Come up here with over 22 years of experience working in the greater Miami market, handling luxury and pre-construction properties like Fisher Island, Miami Beach, North Bay Road, Sunset Islands. Originally from Lebanon, proficient in Arabic, French, Spanish. I'm gonna also guess English. I'm gonna go with that one. Yeah. Fareed exclusively connects with a global client base. His track record includes successful tenures at the renowned brokerages where he became top producer, known for unique estates, trophy properties, and high-end condominiums. He is recently, right now, currently leading sales at 888 Dolce Gabbana Miami Residences, further enriching himself in this thriving luxury real estate sector. Let's go, Fareed. I love it. I feel like this is like the 2024, 2025 Olympic real estate team we're about to send to China. All right, let's go. Let's go. That wasn't part of the script, I'm sorry. All right, so since we last covered this topic in 2020 at Fisher Island, actually, that was a great night. Growth in the luxury sector has been extraordinary, thanks to a major influx of wealth to South Florida. Can each of you take a minute and walk us through what the past 4 years has been like for you and pinpoint the exact moment you realized the ground had really shifted? I mean, I want date and time. That's the question. Dora, you want to start this?
All right. Hello. Thank you. Thank you for the great introduction, Andres, and I'm super honored to be here, especially next to Nelson Gonzalez and Fareed and Maida. What it's been like for me the past 4 years, I think 2020 was probably the scariest moment in everyone's life, thinking it was all ending and being stuck at home in a real lockout for at least 4 months, and then it turned out to be our best friend. The year and a half between the end of 2020 and 2022 for me was $1.6 billion you just announced. I don't know if I will ever see that again in my career. I'm humble enough to say that. It was insane. It was everyone in the country that was not only coming for state income tax, but for refuge, because they felt that they were safe in South Florida. And it wasn't only us, it was Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale. It was all of South Florida and parts of Northern Florida that really did well. I believe pricing reset in Miami. It's 2 to 2.5 times what my listings were at January in 2020. I think you guys would agree. And probably when the Fed started raising 0.75 basis points, I remember the day on May 5th, 2022. In June of 2022, I felt the market just drop. I was kind of happy because I went on vacation because I was exhausted from the last year and a half. But then we went back to pre-pandemic selling up until today. I have to qualify that. Pre-pandemic selling in speed of sales, not pricing. Miami has repriced itself and we are here to stay. I am so bullish on this city. I think we are the future of the United States, and I don't think that we are going to crash. We're not in a bubble. I think we're going to sustain our pricing, and I think we're gonna grow slowly, especially in the luxury market.
I love it.
We don't have enough inventory.
Maile, you want to give us your thoughts? Love that.
Hi, I totally agree with Dora, but I'm looking at it from a different perspective. We, in 2020, we were in the process of, we had sold out the remaining inventory at Reach and Rise, and we were in the position to think, well, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna work on the site on Brickell, or are we gonna work on the site here at Brickell Key? And the decision was to go with Brickell Key. So, and I think it was the right decision. We were seeing the market moving, and actually the last 3.5 years of my career have been sitting with the group of consultants that you've seen all around the world, traveling a lot, learning a lot, and bringing luxury to another level, specifically more in this Brickell area, that it hadn't been seen before. Funny anecdote, in 1994, when we sold out Tequesta 1, our blended average, total all in, I don't want you to fall back, was $187 a square foot.
Wow.
So when you think about today,
And back then, people were saying te cuesta.
te cuesta, exactamente. Yeah, they kept saying te cuesta, te cuesta.
They were saying, if you buy te cuesta, te cuesta.
And I have to tell you, so today, just having launched the residences at Mandarin Oriental, Miami, our team has done outstandingly, phenomenally well. We're reaching, we're reaching 2,400 a square foot, which was never heard of in this area before.
Insane.
And so to see the differences in time and how the evolution of this entire area has boomed, it's such a thrill and a rush, I look forward every day to coming to work because it's fun and we're doing things that we enjoy and we're really giving people what they've always needed, and it's a lifestyle, it's a way of living, it's walkability, it's security, it's everything. And I think that the projects that are coming online right now, these branded projects are making a significant change, I think, for the better.
Great points. Fareed?
Sure. Well, first of all, it's great to be here in another luxurious setting like we were last time in Fisher Island with the same panel, so that's a great thing. But yes, I agree with Maile and Dora that we had this spike up very fast that happened really between 2020 and 2021, like from effective date to closing, like the prices really doubled, tripled, and went really skyrocketed. We had also a little bit of spike down after the interest rates adjusted and went up. So kind of like the market is stabilized and the dust has settled. But really what we're seeing is that the luxury market is evolving into what we're seeing here in this showroom, into what we are doing in 888 Brickell, into the luxury market is evolving into more amenities, more opulence, more, difficult materials to bring and difficult things to lay down, just like more and more intricate product that is keeping the price at record breaking, like what you just saw with Dora and these prices that we're seeing here and what we're selling. This is really what's driving the price to stay where it is.
Yeah, definitely developers keep on leveling up the product and you're seeing it continue to increase. Nelson, give us your feedback.
December 2020.
Let's go.
Yeah, that was you asked me for the date, December of 2020, and that was the date that we, where I saw the frenzy really start. I think during the pandemic started a little bit before that, and then the people started coming by the plane loads, especially from New York and California, and again, for tax purposes. But in that particular time, they were coming here because they were coming from,
to get some fresh air.
Get some fresh air, exactly, yeah.
It's a good way of saying it.
Yeah, everything was locked down in all these other states, and they came here. We were open for business with open arms. And for the first time, I mean, we had multiple offers on houses. I mean, usually, 2 offers was crazy to get from time to time. We were getting 5 and 6 offers at the same time. I had developed a house, and it was delayed. Thank God. Yeah, the construction was delayed like 6 or 7 months, and we came to market like in November of 2020. And we literally had 5 offers at the same time, and people literally were fighting. They were fighting, you know, they wanted first choice. So we gave the first guy 24 hours to make a decision. He didn't decide in 24 hours. We went to the next guy, and we countered the next guy, and he didn't make a decision in the 24 hours either. The first guy just sort of bulldozed everybody else, and it just went up by $3 million and got the house.
It was a good day for you.
Yeah, no. It was a great thing. But the crazy thing, and by the way, that was the first house to sell over $3,000 a square foot. The first house to sell over
Amazing.
3,000.
Was that on North Bay Road?
No. This was on the southern 10 West San Marino. So it was on the southern tip of San Marino Island on the Venetians. The first house to sell over $3,000 a square foot, and literally the doors were blown off that $3,000 a square foot within a month. And that same house, the guy 2 months later decided not to move into the house, and he ended up buying a house in Palm Beach, and he made $3.5 million in 2 months. On a flip, yeah.
The problem
Crazy.
during that period was actually having a pending sale, because that you always feel guilty that, okay, what if I waited a week? Or like, what would have happened?
Nelson, did you see from your client base that people were fluctuating more to a specific type section of South Florida with your clients? Like more, was it specific in
At
Miami?
that particular time, everybody wanted a house because
Whatever they could find.
They had outdoor space. I mean, and the people that came here first and rented, they completely missed the boat. They completely missed the boat, and they, instead of, you know, and then the people that converted into purchasing houses just hit it out of the ballpark.
The summer of 2020 was full of renters
Yeah.
because they were smarter than everyone else from New York. And then the Fed drops interest rates to basically 0%. And
I have a 2% mortgage on my house.
I 2.75.
Nice.
And I could have gotten 1.875 if it would have been a shorter
And come
time
November,
period.
December, all those people that can't find a high-end rental because they don't want to pay $250,000 a month on Miami Beach because there's none, start buying because the mortgage payment is less than the rental price.
Amazing. So more on this topic, because the next question is, what has been the most influential factor driving clients' decision to purchase here? And you guys were mentioning it right now, but was it the Miami lifestyle? You know, was it the tax benefits? Was it the air? And you guys were saying, I think that you had a slide for us here. This is what some of the people on that were polled from the master brokers had said. Tax benefits 33%, lifestyle 31%, high net worth individuals 20%. Any others down there? So what are your thoughts? Same thing? Go ahead.
All of that is in play, but basically when in 2020 and 2021, when the frenzy started, they were coming here for freedom, basically, just to be outdoors. And I remember the Venetian Islands, the Venetian Causeway, when they shut down the beach for like a month, they you know, everybody was picnicking on the side. It was like a nightclub. I
And
mean,
honestly, it gave
everybody
people
was like
joy.
riding their
gave
bikes.
people
I mean,
The
joy.
beaches were closed.
If you were
The
single and
beaches were
wanted to pick
closed.
up a girl, I mean, just go to the Venetian Causeway during that time.
It was amazing.
Crazy.
I was bike riding every single day.
So was I.
I
The
think
beaches
for
were
us-
closed and the swales in between the Venetians, I live there, so my neighbor, were at the beach. The
I mean,
swales
people were
in between.
literally camping on the side. They brought their blankets, their picnic baskets, their kids, the dogs. I mean, everybody was just hanging out.
By the way, talking about working out, so Nelson is there at, I ran into him at Anatomy. He's there with like, you know, big group of people taking a class, all pumped up.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah. Good job, man. Keeping those muscles active. Go ahead, Miley.
I think for us here in Brickell, I think Brickell Key exploded because everybody needed to get out of their condos and they didn't have anywhere to go. And since we have a park that's 1.5 miles around the circumference of the island, the residents here were kind of upset with us, like, you know, you can't have these people here. Well, this is a public park, and it's a linear park, and they all enjoyed it. And then the residents here learned to accept it. But this island just started to boom. And then also having Brickell City Center, it's an open center. The people were booming. Casa Tua was exploding. I mean,
Game changer.
everything. It was just great. Exponentially, this area just boomed. So yeah, I think it's lifestyle. I think it's amenities. I also think it's favorable tax benefits. But it's Miami. It's
So
really
talking about this, on a recent Master Broker Forum survey, members reported that the feature most important to luxury clients by far was readiness for move-in. Are you guys seeing that? That people do not want to work on the house. They want to bring in their wine, toothbrush, and just walk in. Give us
I can
your
answer
feedback.
that. It's ready for move-in. We are in an end user market. I haven't had an investor that wants to flip in a long time because he has to flip into SpaceX. For me, it's I think maybe Nelson as well, in single family, readiness to move in, and the product has to be exceptional.
For us as well, actually, the readiness to move in and the lifestyle, because all these other points, they're valid to move to Florida, but to move particularly to Miami is definitely the lifestyle. The lifestyle, the private clubs, all these things that we enjoy in our city. So the readiness to move in is definitely a big factor. We are delivering our residences fully furnished by Dolce & Gabbana. Everything is move-in ready, turnkey, ultra luxury, and delivered with the design in mind as well.
Sell it, man. Sell it. Let's go.
Some of these, yeah, but you got to keep in
think
mind
for
that,
us-
yeah, you
for
got to
us-
keep in mind, oh, sorry. You got to keep in mind that the people that are moving here, they don't know designers, they don't know contractors, they don't know, plumbers, carpenters and that sort of thing. So they'll, and the biggest thing is that they have more money than time. So people will rather throw an extra, million, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million at the product and just, give me the keys and get the hell out.
Yeah. Miley.
I think from a developer's perspective and development perspective, what happened is that we've now started to redesign our units. Our units are now bigger. They have expansive terraces because people want to enjoy both the indoor and outdoor lifestyle. And I think our designs have changed. Our condos are getting bigger and more livable. And for us, we're selling houses in the sky, as I see it.
For sure. And as a matter of fact, I was showing yesterday that I called you, a client at Fisher Island, and there was one property that is probably like $2 million less expensive than the other property. One is fully done, immaculate. The other one needs renovations. But in Fisher Island, you can only do renovations for 4 or 5 months out of the year. So to do a project there, it takes you 2 years to finish a condo, or 3 or 4, depending on what you're doing. So people, like Nelson said, they have the money. They don't want to spend 2 years waiting to their units to be finished at that stage. If you're buying pre-construction, it's a different story because they're already living somewhere else. So how do you feel, and I think you mentioned the Dora, but how do you feel? Are we staying at this current level? Do you feel that we're going to continue to go up, or we're staying steady? What do you feel, any of you? I know Dora already made her comment.
I think in all price ranges, and I'm dealing with that right now, yes, there's more inventory going up, but the sellers are not really negotiating very much. I mean, they put their prices, and some are, but the majority of them are sticking to their prices. I've made an offer on 3 different condos for somebody, and they want full price, or they want very, very close to full price, and so.
Until that special assessment comes.
Yeah, exactly.
In addition to what Miley is saying about the construction, like what we are offering the buyer, as far as the luxury product is evolving. So, what we used to consider as a luxury product, that is not new construction, it's kind of comfortable today. So like if you don't have like what you see here at the Mandarin or at the Dolce & Gabbana, or like that is really redefining the luxury, and that's what's keeping the prices that are keeping going up and record-breaking, like what we saw with Dora here on North Bengal.
So I'm going to ask the next question, but keep your questions ready. I would love to hear some of the questions from our members. This is something that I keep on hearing all the time, and again, these are questions that I was provided, but what are your luxury buyers saying about lack of private schools in Miami impacting their choice to move? Is it a real issue? I had a client that was living in Key Biscayne because he definitely wanted to live in Key Biscayne, but their daughter was going to school by Pinecrest. So the wife was driving an hour to Pinecrest and an hour back, and then an hour to pick up the baby, and then an hour back. And after 4 hours of driving for 6 months, I moved them out of Key Biscayne and moved them over to Pinecrest. So what are you seeing in that market? How is it affecting the buyer's decision of where they're buying?
It is very, very real. It is not a rumor. It is our reality that we need to fix. That and traffic. I think everybody can agree with me on traffic.
For sure, everybody stays in their area now.
We need to use the waterways. That's my theory.
I came here when I was coming here at 6 o'clock, and I checked my GPS to get here, and it said 50 minutes from the Venetian Islands. I jumped on my Vespa, and I came here dressed like this on my
Nice.
Vespa. I was here in 15, 20 minutes.
Best mode of transportation for Art Basel.
Yeah,
I used to run
Very
the
Italian.
Bristol Tower in Santa Maria for Ugo Colombo years ago.
Right, with the suit
It used to take me 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes to get to work. Easy. I have to book an hour before if I have a showing on Brickell Avenue. That has to get changed. I mean, that
So how
can't-
many of your buyers are saying, obviously they have to have kids in the age of going to school, but are pinpointing where they want to buy because of the school? Are you seeing that?
It does have a lot to do with it, yeah, as well. And especially the private schools, because the people are coming here with quite a bit of money, and they want, the best education. And so, yeah, they're
Sounds
definitely
good.
looking at the schools.
All the private schools have wait lists. Where you got your kid in pre-pandemic, keep
like when
them there.
they're a week old, they have
Because
to
there's
start
10
signing
other
up.
people wanting his spot.
So do we have questions? Raise your hand if you have a question. Let's go. Come over here. Give us your question.
I just want to make a comment, okay? And during the COVID, everybody from everywhere in the world were coming here, and we're mostly coming here because we were open for business. We were free, and we have to thank our governor for that, okay?
Ines Flack, she's a big politician, so. She runs a big politician group. Anybody have a question? Ines was a comment. I hear you, girl. Jeff has something to say to you. Anybody else? Nobody? No questions for these rock stars? Come on, Mitzi Mitchell, what's your question? Come over here, take the mic, Mitzi.
Sing for us.
I want to know why when Farid gives a presentation for Dolce & Gabbana, we have so much fun.
Well, I hope you're having
That's
fun
my
tonight
question.
also with this panel.
He's a fun kind of
I
guy.
like Mitzi's plugging in the project. Anybody else? Alicia? Anything to say? You always have great comments to say, Alicia. Any? She's hiding back there. Let's bring her up here. Let me give you the mic.
First, great job, everybody. Fantastic panel. Maile, thank you for hosting us, and everybody, thank you for showing up. So here's my question. How do you capture these buyers that are buying at the tip top of the market? And what suggestion do you have for most of us mere mortals that don't do that?
For us, we have a brand, so it's brand driven. I mean, I've talking to people that have never been to Miami, from all over the world, from Poland, from Tokyo, from like you name it. They want the lifestyle, they want these things that we are building, that we are providing, that they want to be part of it. And of course, Miami is on the map of the rich, so that also helps. So I think for us, this is what's driving this funnel of buyers.
Maybe what percentage of your buyers are coming from referrals versus social versus
Look,
website?
I've had people that had bought from me that have never been to Miami. I mean, it's not, I don't have a percentage, but it does exist.
Nelson, Dora, you want to give us some feedback, ballpark?
I mean, they're coming from everywhere. So, I mean, who knew that Instagram would ever sell a house? But social media, in my opinion, is huge. And if you're not on it, you're below the table. I mean, basically. So.
Social content is super important.
Social content and putting it out there, and literally every time we put something out, on a new listing or something like that, we get
And Nelson does
20, 30,
great
40
videos.
feedback and that sort of thing.
He does great videos of his properties. Dora, you want to give us a little story, little anecdote, something about the famous $80 million sale? Come on, give us something.
NDA.
Oh my God. We're not going to tell anybody. Estamos aquí en familia.
I heard he was just driving around and just walked into the listing.
I wish he bumped into
To
me
the
that
open
way,
house.
darling. I sold it before I shot the professional photos.
Any other suggestions?
No, I can tell you this.
Tell us something.
Obviously, they are catered to in our city. The one thing he told me is I've seen every house, off market and on market, because everyone was opening their doors. And on the ultra luxury market, I think you need to deliver quality. And so much so, not only on single family, but like on the Mandarin, what you guys are doing is exceptional. I think that super quality market that everyone's afraid to take the risk, take it. It's gonna pay you back. I think the highest sale on North Bay Road was 45, and everyone said I had a fever at 80 million in my cellar, and he still tells us, I go to every other house and the product is unbelievable. Right. So I think delivering that top product, Miami pays you back for it.
I went to go see recently a new construction house that was, and they're gonna want a fairly big number. And I walked through the house and I said, sorry, but the quality's not there. I mean, the not only are the finishes not there, the landscaping wasn't there, the view.
And you immediately feel it when you walk in. You feel
Oh
that.
yeah. I mean, the view is absolutely breathtaking, phenomenal. But you can't deal on just view anymore. Okay, somebody's gonna. This is new construction. And I told the seller, I said, you're dreaming at that number. I said, you got to spend money to make money. Okay, so, I mean, I think they are doing it really, these new developers that are doing very, very high end, Fisher Island as well, they're spending the money and they're making the money. Okay, so on these developments, I mean, that house that she sold on North Bay Road as well, that was next level. These people that are coming here, they're no longer millionaires, they're billionaires. They've bought and sold, they've renovated houses before. They know what they're looking at. They know what a countertop is, they know what floor is, they know the quality where the grout lines are perfectly in a perfect line. The book match marble, they know all of that stuff.
Dora, they weren't worried about the lot size not being.
They didn't even buy in a gated island.
Yeah.
They're not buying 2 acres on Indian Creek. They bought a 25,000 square foot lot on North Bay Road where everyone can see them. We had to spend another $250,000 on landscape just to close David from walking across his entrance. It's the quality.
Love it.
You have to spend
David?
it. I don't know. Some guy.
I don't know who that is.
The other thing is, and I'm alluding to a little bit of what Nelson said about the pandemic, and I always say this even to my clients when I'm showing, something happened during the pandemic, something switched in everybody's brain, and time became a bigger currency than money. And for these guys, City of Miami Beach, City of Miami, the cities are backlogged with permits. It takes you 5 to 6 years to deliver this product. We closed without a TCO. We held money back in escrow now to get the TCO and the CO. And why? Because he didn't want to spend 6 years building a house. I sold the lot to the seller in 2018. We're at the end of 24. We're getting the TCO. That's our reality, at least with single family, and I think with condominiums
Very true. And
as
not
well.
only-
So time for him. He didn't want to wake up 6 years later building a house.
Exactly. Yep. You have a question? Go ahead. You want the mic? Come up. Yeah.
All right, thanks. I have a two-part question. First of all, with these huge sales, a lot of us just assume a couple of things. We assume there's like super discounting on the commissions, that you're doing it for 0.5% or 1% for the listing side, et cetera, or you're doing some other sort of special favors or such. But
Special
that-
favors?
yes.
Kind of favor.
I'm talking to you, Nelson.
well,
Yes.
Like take one for the team, you mean?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Going downhill, people.
Yes. And the other part is how does the new NAR settlement, are you seeing that as effect as far as just dealing with sellers and not dealing with buyers as much anymore?
Great question. As a matter of fact, I saw on the MLS a listing that in the broker's remarks said, please send over your agreement with your buyer
Yeah, the
agreement.
paperwork stuff is a royal pain in the ass. I mean, that's
Thank
that's
you.
just. And listen, something's got to change in that regard as well, because I know. Do you guys remember where the brokers were buyers brokers, sellers brokers, and then there was a thing called transaction brokers, and we had to give paperwork to everybody, and then everybody became a transaction broker, and all that shit went away basically. You know, same thing's got to happen here. Something's got to give, something's got to change, because this is total bullshit.
Let's go. We all concur. I'm getting the wrap it up. So thank you very much. Jason, you want to close us up? I got it. So script. Yes, Miley, go ahead.
I don't know. All I wanted to say, and it's funny, but that's why you should consider selling pre-construction, because we don't have that problem.
And there you have it. And there you have
Great close.
Very anxious and very happy to pay all of you.
Well, we hope
One
you
last plug
enjoyed
for
this.
Mandarin Oriental.
We hope you enjoyed this amazing conversation. Know that Nelson takes one for the team. Dora, Miley, for
It's been done before.
Everyone, thank you very much. And to everyone at Swire and the team here at Mandarin Oriental, please come back, visit the team here. They're doing an amazing job, and keep selling Miami. We're all doing an amazing job. Thank you, everyone, for being a part of the Master Brokers.
Thank you.
Thank you.